Welcome to SociologyVibes, where we simplify challenging ideas into easy to understand insights. Today, our focus is on the explanations of heteronormative society and queer theory. Let's begin with heteronormative society. Heteronormative society is a concept used to describe a society in which heterosexuality is the norm of a society. Heteronormative refers to the cultural values and norms, or the expectations for normal behavior that view being straight as the default mode for a society. Members of society are socialized and socially conditioned to view life through the lens of heterosexuality. In a heteronormative society, men are expected to date women, and women are expected to date men. Marriage, movies, and advertisements mostly focus on straight relationships. LGBTQ plus identities are often ignored, downplayed, othered, or treated as different instead of just another normal way of being. Society's laws, policies, and rules are constructed to favor heterosexuality, and heteronormativity is replicated through the organization of society, social systems, and social institutions. Sociologists point out that this kind of thinking limits society's understanding of sexuality and can lead to discrimination against those who don't fit these expectations. Social critic Michael Warner was influential in coining the term heteronormativity. He explained how society reinforces heterosexuality through laws, media, and everyday interactions, making other identities seem invisible or less valid. On the other hand, Warner argued that LGBTQ plus activism should not be about trying to fit in or to be seen as normal by society. Instead, it should be about social acceptance and authentic freedom to move in public spaces without shame. Examples of heteronormativity include the mass media, treating LGBTQ plus relationships as exceptions rather than as a part of everyday life. People tend to make assumptions that people are in heterosexual relationships. Discrimination against people who identify as LGBTQ plus is still common. Similarly, queer theory challenges the idea that sexuality and gender fit into neat, fixed categories. Instead of seeing people as either straight or gay, male or female, queer theory suggests that sexuality, sexual orientation, and gender exist on a spectrum rather than in strict, predefined categories and dichotomies. One's gender, sexuality, and sexual orientation identities are fluid, and this means that they can change over time and are not static. Cultural and social norms don't apply to everyone's identities and experiences. Eve Kosofsky-Sedgwick, who had a significant influence on the development of the queer theory, explored many topics related to how society creates and shapes confining and rigid ideas about sexuality and identities. She gave many examples of how one's own thinking and behaviors related to sex, sexuality, and gender are more than just about their sexual orientation. Sedgwick critically analyzed literary works and their influence on sex and sexuality in the Western culture. She also examined how emotions like shame, hope, and desire shape identity and social norms, especially for individuals who identify as LGBTQ+. Understanding the concepts of heteronormativity and queer theory helps us recognize that there's more than one way to experience gender and sexuality. It encourages respect, inclusion, and acceptance, whether that's in everyday social interactions, the organization of society, including laws, policies, and cultural norms. And that makes sociology worth exploring further, don't you think? Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment below with your thoughts, questions, or any topics you'd like us to explore next. Let's keep the conversation going and our community growing. See you in the next Sociology Vibes video.